are all still alive. So, but a main key, and one of the most insane things, at least that I thought, not goodly insane, just weird. Like, why didn't that hurt? And during that fight that I was just speaking about, Dom punches a car, and he acts like it didn't even hurt him. He acts like nothing happened. That should have broken his arm. That's probably another negative thing that I have about this movie. There's a lot of scenes that should have killed these actors. That these people should be dead. Which is a downfall. I mean, yeah, that's great. I mean, the action is great, and I mean, it's not going to be perfect. I mean, no movie is without sin, or no movie is without any negative parts in it. But yeah, that's just another thing that I've noticed in the whole movie. Regardless, I mean, the whole movie was amazing. It makes you forget that all these impossible things ever happened. Plus, I mean, you got to give it to them that Paul Walker passed away. So I mean, they were struggling in how to do this and everything. So I mean, you got to understand with that too. But that doesn't make it a good movie. Even though you do have to put in the perspective that all that would happen. But there are a lot of negative parts to this movie that just makes you seem like they should be dead, or that should have hurt, or stuff like that. But yeah, all the drivers were successfully alive, even though those are one of the things that should have killed them. All that stuff, they should have been dead. They should have not survived that. At times, I mean, yeah, I know they explain that eventually eventually they jump out of cars and everything, but a lot of things in the movie, they should have ended up dead or something. No, that's just a negative thing I've seen. Hobbs comes back and he shoots at the helicopter. He hits the back propeller in the back of the helicopter. Dom gets all super angry, super pissed off because Letty is being shot at with the minigun on the helicopter. So Dom gets all like defensive and everything about it, and takes a bag of grenades, makes a jump, and then crashes into the side of it, or bumps off of it, and then leaves the grenades on there and on the helicopter, and then crashes. He's presumed dead for a while, and they're trying to do CPR on him. But before that happens, Hobbs shoots the grenades from a really far distance in one shot with his gun. One shot. I thought that was pretty, different. In reality, that would probably take about 3 shots, or probably even a different gun. But I digress. And then Letty, we didn't know this at all during the franchise. This was something that was newly brought up. Letty eventually says, I remember everything. I remember getting married. I remember," she's saying that she remembers everything. And then eventually Dom wakes up and he's like, well, about time. He says about time. Not the way I just said it, but he says, well, about time. And he's alive. I mean, earlier in that whole entire roll scene with him and Ramsey, he should have died then. This was just minor compared to that roll scene of him rolling down the cliff trying to escape all those people trying to get Ramsey. He should have died there instead of presumably dying now in this part of the movie. That's just my opinion. And another thing, during this whole entire fight scene in LA, the military was not involved. The military did not come. And they did eventually, but it was too late before they even showed up, and they never even showed up still. They still didn't show up. In real life, if all that stuff was going down, military would have been on there in a second. Military would have been on there in a second. They would have been, whoa, this is happening. Potential terrorists, probably. Done. They would have went in and destroyed it. That's just real life. But then again, you know, movies aren't based on real life. You gotta think about that too. But I was just sitting there like, why ain't the military there? When I first watched it. But yeah, and then it's the very end scene. You know, Brian's playing with his kid, with Mia, and they're just having a good time on the beach. Everybody's there, the whole team. It's sad. It's sentimental. You know, it's very sad because they're all talking about it. The whole picture of Brian being a fatherly figure, and it's just so touching. It's amazing. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Honestly, I I had a few tears coming. You know, I felt it building up, and then Dom drives off, and then they say, "You're not gonna say goodbye," and he's like, "It's never goodbye." And then the song "See You Again" by Wiz Khalifa starts playing, and I think that's a heartwarming song. I like that song. You know, I enjoy that song. I listen to that song almost all the time. I have it on my phone. It's a good song, especially in that moment. You know, that was actually pretty fitting for that song. It's different than the original one that I've listened to, though. But what you gonna do about it? They start driving. He stops. Dominic stops. Brian pulls up beside him. And he's like, "So you're not gonna say goodbye?" Dominic doesn't say anything, just gives him a smile. They drive together, and then the road intertwines into two different, not intertwines, splits in two different separate ways. Brian goes to the left, Dominic goes to the right, and it follows Brian, still doing the song, and then eventually it says, "For Paul." So yeah, in all, I think that this movie was pretty good. It did have some flaws, a few flaws in it. But, I mean, you can't really say anything because, in all, I mean, not all movies are supposed to be all realistic. Mission Impossible wasn't. A lot of other movies wasn't, you know. So if you put in that perspective, you know, you'll think it's a good movie. No, it wasn't a perfect movie. You know, no movie is all perfect, you know. But I thought it was a great movie. I enjoyed myself. I had a good time watching it the first time, the second time, and the third time. And I'll enjoy it every single other time I watch it. I may notice the negative things after watching it so many times. But I thought it was good. You know, I enjoyed myself. So yeah, that's Furious 7 for you guys. It was very touching at the end, very heartwarming. Made me get some tears. I respect this crew, the whole entire crew that made this movie. I respect them all for actually being able to pull this off still. There's been rumors, I'm not sure if it's true or not. I haven't really looked into it, but there's been a lot of rumors going around that they're still continuing the franchise. Part of me hopes they do, but part of me doesn't really want to expect anymore because of this. Because I don't know where the story will lead. Brian won't be in it. If he is, they're going to be having to use his brother in the CGI of the face, which in some scenes was able to tell there was CGI in his face. Few scenes. In the middle of it, he calls Mia and says that he doesn't think he'll make it in 24 hours, take Jack and move on, and all that stuff. And that's when I thought they were just when I first seen that, I thought they were just originally going to kill him off in the movie, but they didn't, and I was kind of happy about that. But yeah, I mean, this movie has its flaws, but in the end, I enjoyed it. So I'm gonna have to say that out of 10, I rate this movie an 8 because it's an amazing movie. I'd watch it again, and I'd suggest people that haven't watched it to go ahead and go watch it because it is a very good movie, very good time. Take your friends, buy the movie. Just have a good time. It's a great movie. Just one of those movies that if you want, action and sadness and good moments to just chillax all in one movie, this is the movie for you. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. My normal questions that I would normally ask you guys: what is the best part of the movie that you guys thought that it was, and what was the worst part of the movie? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. Until next time, guys, stay cool.